Have you ever found yourself in a state of anger, frustration, sadness, annoyance, aggravation because somebody said something to you or done something to you? Maybe it was what they said, maybe it was how they said it. Have you ever been angry with someone because what they did disrespected you? Their actions made you feel lesser than. There was something that you had, whether it was your confidence, your high spirit, your good energy, your happiness, and they essentially took that away from you. Have you ever been in this situation? Chances are, if you're watching this, you can most definitely relate. And if you're currently in a state of any of these emotions, you know, if you're angry and upset because someone did something to you, I want you to know that you're okay. You're still here, you're still alive, and everything is going to be okay. It's annoying, really, really annoying when people who are essentially incompetent do things to you that annoy you and cause you to feel upset. But I want you to know that it's going to be okay, and I'm going to explain why. Without you, everything good in this world that has happened because of you wouldn't have happened. Okay, without you, you being here to do the good that you're doing is so much more important and valuable to the world. But not only to the world, it's so much more important for you to focus on because that is what is truly important. I know it's frustrating to deal with people who don't seem to understand what they're actually doing. It's confusing too, having to deal with people who seemingly do things with no understanding of the consequences of what their actions are leaving behind. We've both likely heard of the saying, you can't win chess against a pigeon. How can you be mad at someone who doesn't or will seemingly never understand what they are doing? This is like getting angry at your friends who are trying to learn something new and not getting things right the first time. Would that be fair? You're getting mad, and you getting mad is actually your choice. But that's as painful as the truth gets. The person we should aim to be is someone who, regardless of what life throws at them, remains impenetrable and is able to deal with everything. That's what we should aim for. That said, there is a time and a place and a right way to stop things from escalating, and we should always be aware of any chances we can take to prevent ourselves being involved in a situation we know can lead to us being in a vulnerable position to be upset. In other words, we should maintain a perception of what I call living probabilistically, okay? We should be constantly and consistently lowering the chances for bad things to come our way. This may mean we take measures to avoid seeing the people upsetting us, causing us to feel negative emotions as much as we can, potentially even entirely. If the other person is competent and genuinely cares about you, they would seek measures themselves to make sure that you're okay with whatever situation is happening. If they don't, this tells you a lot about the person that you're dealing with and reveals the truth about to what extent they care about you. Everyone is different, so you have to use your experience to guide you. Use your wisdom and your intuition to tell you what the right thing to do is. You have to trust yourself. Are you going to live your entire life completely angry over the actions of somebody else? Here's something else for you to think about that I always come across in my own life that really helps me. When something happens that causes me to think about it non-stop, it could be something extremely embarrassing. To be honest, I personally normally get this feeling when I do something and I've got no idea what the result is going to be, and I just have to wait to find out what happens. And that causes some serious anxiety. If things like that and things like this happen to you, the one thing that always helps me to chill out and relax and find my peace, this one thing I always say to myself is, what's the last thing that caused me to feel this way? And most of the time, I can never remember. And because I can't remember, it can never be that bad. And because I've done this every time I feel this way, I tend to forget every bad situation and never have to carry it with me, all the time. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. Essentially, I'm just saying to myself, if I can't remember every time I felt like this, then how bad can it really be? And then I can start to chill out. And this can help, this can really help if someone has said something to you and you in turn responded in a way that left a somewhat unpredictable outcome. The main takeaway here is that if you're dealing with someone who has said or done something to you, you can't change what has happened. And in some ways, the fact you feel a certain way about something is perhaps a message to you in and of itself. Sometimes in life, things happen to us, and we have to look deeper into what has happened to understand and see what it's trying to tell us. Bad things happen to everyone, but the choices we make in response to what happens to us is ultimately what defines us. Well done, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep it up and stay blessed.